Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our weekly connection through the wisdom of Kabbalah. As a reminder that we're talking weekly, but the energy shift daily. So obviously, not everybody is equipped to connect to the wisdom on a daily basis, on a deeper place every day. So obviously the weekly energy will encapsulate most days. Because of course we know Kabbalistic consciousness is that when it speaks about Sunday, it doesn't say Sunday or the first day, right? In Hebrew it says Yom Echad. Yom Echad means one day. So one day, what does it mean? The Kabbalah says that the entire week is consistent. The seed of that, it's in the first day, which is everything stems from that first day. Now we know that most people, specifically outside of Israel and many other places, Sunday it's a day of rest. But just so you know that how the opponent, how the negative side really fooled us to start the week on Monday. No wonder everybody don't like Monday, because it's not the beginning of the week. It's not, and Sunday is not a day off. It's a day of work. Meaning it's a day to plant, it's a day to start, it's a day to prepare, it's a day that the seed level is in its best moment. Therefore also we want to make sure that we study closer to the beginning of the week, and then let it see how it rises up, how it gives us more insight throughout the week. Most people that, not study on a regular basis, maybe they come and they listening to a class or a Torah lecture in Shabbat, and that's not making the connection. That maybe at the moment give you some consciousness, but doesn't give you the vessel. Therefore, a lot of us, that not even just have the awareness that Sunday is the beginning of the week. So obviously every day of the week there's need to be elevation, right? Consistent elevation throughout the Shabbat, that's where you get the reset, that's where you get the download to what vessel you prepared through the week. Therefore, this teaching, this study, is never about information, but about building, preparing, visualizing, and creating a new mechanism, a new abilities, new sites. One of the I would say, element that one needs to add is not just in education or spiritual education, but obviously, to activate the education. So therefore, when you study, a lot of us are, again, this is a big one when you study and you're making a connection. But then is to actualize the wisdom. And that is the difference between anything else that you saw in this world as opposed to the wisdom of Kabbalah. Kabbalah, of course, speaks in many different levels, but obviously wants to bring this wisdom down to this earth, down to this reality, to create or to give people the ability to manifest. Manifestation in people's life is very important, but most people want to manifest through a shortcut, through, bypassing the system, through manipulating something. Yes, you can, but the results of this type of behavior or immediate have always gonna put the person in a cycle that is always chasing as opposed to drawing, as opposed to manifesting through consciousness, through actualization. So this week, it's we are a couple of days after what we call the revelation of the Torah, which we spoke about it earlier. It's called Shavuot. We end the process of the 50 days from Passover to Shavuot. Now, until probably the 17th of Tammuz of the month of Cancer, the 17th day of the month of Cancer, we have a window of opportunity, right? Almost like a month and a week, right? Like 5-6 weeks until 5 weeks almost. That it's like a window that is for us to nourish from the moment. Like imagine, the honeymoon, right? The honeymoon, like you get a wedding, and then after that you're in a honeymoon for a couple of probably. Depend who, but sometimes people are honeymoon for a day and then right away getting into the gist of it. And sometimes you are in the euphoric type of maybe a year or so. Here we have, after the wedding, we engaged, we married what we call the connection to the Torah. Torah is the path, or like we spoke in that night about stability. Now, it's right after, what do? Right? So you're just sitting around and do nothing? No, now it's really to actualize the energy. Before that obviously next month comes, we have a window to insert, to manifest, to connect, to actualize. These are the weeks, right? That all these portions, of course, we know that each one of those portions help us elevating more and more. Such as this week. This week is called Parashat Naso. And it speaks about, again, all kind of negativity that one did, and its correction, which we speaks about in many ways about the process called Teshuva. Now, it speaks in many ways about Teshuva. In the religious connotation, what I learned growing up and what you probably heard about it, Teshuva, it means go back to become a religious person. Go back to be, Lachazor beteshuva is to be stronger, to start to believe in God strongly and all of that. Obviously that word teshuva, if you take it literally, it's repentance, right? But we know in many times, right before Rosh Hashanah, in the month of Elul, the month of Virgo, we speak about that process. Here we have an opening, because obviously we're right after Shavuot. What is the problem is, there is the giver of the Torah, which is the Creator, right? Gave us a very important document, a very important tool, right? That is decodified this whole universe and its planets and galaxies and everything. And there is us, the receiver. So it speaks about, when they describe the giving of the Torah, it says Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. But it never spoke about the actual receiver is us. It speaks about the moment that the Creator gave us, which is indicating in a very deep understanding. We speak about it for years. It might be that the Creator gave us everything, but do I receive it? Even someone give me like a device. Okay, here is for you a device. Okay, thank you, my friend, thank you. I received that, but okay, now it's in my possession. I have the Torah. Now what? It's not about something that you receive. It's about what do you do about it? Do you have a vessel? Do you have the actual powers to activate that tool? The giver gave us the Torah. The fact that you have it, it doesn't mean you actualize its power. Because you need to be equipped with the right, what we call software, with the right operation system. That device can teleport, can move atoms, can change, can control this physical dimension. But if it's not being used by the right operation system, that Torah, it's a very nice story, documents, historical, tradition, whatever you want to call it. Not for Kabbalists. Kabbalists, the way they spoke about it, the way they share it, the way they use the Torah, is so they will be able to actualize its power. So again, like anything else in life, even if you receive, like for example, somebody worked for a company for 5-10 years, and then they get promotion. The company gave the promotion. Most people think, I'm working hard, then I get to a certain level, now the company give me promotion because I'm already in that place. Like martial art, art, right? What do people do? Right? They climbing up, now I have this belt. When I get to this one, I have that belt. Like anything else in life. And we know that most of the time, when people receive the promotion, that's when they start going down. When people receive the results that they work in, they got $1 million, now their spirit going down. A lot of people falling from that. People getting married and then they're like, going down in their spirit, going down with the excitement to do some work. Most people, when they get what they want, they don't need anything else that brought them there. They looking down to it. It's natural. It's the nature of the ego. And for that, the Creator prepared for us what we call Teshuva. What is Teshuva? It comes from the word Teshuv, Hey. Hey is one letter in the 22 letter spectrum of the Hebrew letter. That particular letter is the 5th letter in the 22 letter. And it's also been found in what we call the Yud K Vav K, the Tetragrammaton. You have the 2 Heys that represented by the upper world and the lower world. 2 similar letters, that one is plugged in to the ultimate mercy, the ultimate chesed, the ultimate light of kindness, of sharing, ultimate level of giving. And one is the ultimate level of receiving. I want, right, in this world. So obviously these two are consistent with all what you see in your life, right? Because, sometimes you want to do more so you can give more. Sometimes you want to do more so you can take more, right? Both is about doing more. But the actual result is here, as a result of having it, I'm going down meaning I'm taking. And same idea, I accomplished something, I'm going up. Like I got a promotion, it's just the beginning of my work. I got married, it's just the start of my spiritual work. I got access to some money, I just start to spread light with that. Many levels that people need to look at things in their life and do tshuva. What do you mean tshuva? To bring back tashuv. It's come from the word teshuva, with tashuv and the letter hey. You bring back. What do you bring back? You bring back all these moments that I received something and went down right after, which means I went down the rabbit hole of receiving, of taking. Right? When somebody does something good, he wants some cheering. Right? Most people want some cheering, some recognition, want some more access, want some more luxuries, they want some more pleasures. Most people. And it's very hard not to elevate yourself and to take when you're in that level. or when you accomplish something, or when you manifest something. You manifest something, you want to grab something. To each his own, right? One take pride, one take money, one take ego. Each one of us, some people like, by not wanting attention, that's their attention, right? So many corruption, right? So within each one of those manifestations, there is the seed, right? Like a tree, you plant a seed, a fruit grows, you take the fruit, you have the seed to many more trees. Most people, when there is manifestation, it doesn't invite a new manifestation. Because they take the fruits and they eat them. They eat is also the seed. It's important to remember that within what you received, you will not be able to draw it to your life unless you build the appropriate vessel, appropriate what we call operation system for that particular thing. Because most people, let's take money. When they used to live in a realm of, let's put a number, $100,000. There's a certain limitation that comes with that, and there's certain luxury that comes with that. There's certain status that comes with that, and standards change. Now, this is what the person equipped and lived by for the last 5 years about on the $100,000. Manifest $1 million. On the way to manifest the $1 million is what it means is putting down the work or to creating of that fruit. But now you need an operation system of somebody that can handle $1 million, right? Most people, because now I have more, now I can take more, now I can buy more, now I can access more. That is not the appropriate operation system. Because what you do is like you're thinking, because I have more, now my appetite or my desire to get more things grow. No. Now that money needs to be used in a higher level. Buying and taking and getting, it's the lower level. Okay? So again, I'm not saying that you need to stay with your old one-bedroom apartment stuck in a hole. You move up, but it comes with, let's say for example, now I have more money, I'm making $1 million, now I want to move up the ladder, I want to move up to a penthouse, right? But again, it's not a problem. What is the problem? That penthouse now is only for the sake of showing off, bragging. I only want to expand my apartment because I have more money, not because I have more money, but because now I have more space to host. I have more space to share. I can create, and again, to that degree I will expand. Not because I want to show, not because now I have a different standard, now I'm a different person. Before I lived in this part of town, now because I'm making $1 million, I'm going to live in this part of town. And it means I'm a better person. That doesn't mean that. That is when people fall. That is when the Creator gives. But you never received. You never received because you don't equip yourself with the right operation system. I hope it's clear, because most people then, when things not happening the way they want, or when they get to a certain standard, or let's say for example they got married and all of a sudden they have problems in relationship, like what? How did it happen? We were good while boyfriend and girlfriend, or partners, or two friends, our best friends, open a business, boom, war. What? We were best friends. How is it happening? Therefore, they need to do the process of Teshuva. Bring back the hey. What does it mean in our language of in this world? It's because if I created what we call limitation, Or let's say, for example, I manifest something, I received something from this world, right? A promotion or whatever it is. And now I'm doing less. What does it mean? It means that I think I already have it. I think I already got there. And therefore, when you think you're already there, it's a very important understanding to know that you are completely not there. There's a story from the Baal Shem Tov. And he said, I want to share with you because I love that story. He says, Baal Shem Tov is one of the Kabbalists who really opened the wisdom to many more people and use it to help a lot of people, bring many, many people closer to the light. But he says that one day, Baal Shem Tov lemakom echad, he came to a town, ועשו לו כבוד גדול, and everybody, the whole town waited for him outside, big crowd, everybody. And everybody go, wow, walking around in the city, and he's going in, and tons of people praising him and all of that. What did he tell them? He says, תדעו כי מכבדים לאחד מפשפשים במעשיו בעולם העליון. You guys need to know, because you promoted me so much and you made a big noise out of me coming to town, it made noise in the upper world. And now they're really checking to check my actions, my intentions, unlike before. Why? Because you emphasize that I'm very special right now. And so, it raises also the other forces who don't want something like that to happen, that somebody become very powerful and bring people closer to the light. No, they don't want to. So they go complain about him. But how? Because the praises that you gave me. So you have to understand. And then they check in. Is he really worthy of all this attention? Is he really worthy of all this honor that he gets? I think they're doing the damage for him, for praising him. Or all people who are actually going and doing things and want some praises. How was I? Was I good? Did you like it? Can you keep give me more praises? Can I call you tomorrow for more praises? That's what people do. They do something, accomplish something. Now, where can I take more? Because that manifestation is not enough. Why? Because I'm empty. You understand? Teshuv hay is to bring back that hay to its fulfilling purpose, which is the empty hay, which represents this world, the world of what we call the desire to receive, the ultimate desire to receive, but to bring it back to that level of this type of hay, which represent what? The ultimate giving. And therefore, every manifestation that I have supposed to bring me to the ultimate giving. Nothing to do with me. So again, most people, what they do is they do something, like the Baal Shem Tov explained to us right now. Every time you do something for the praises, what you do so harm for yourself. Not for the fact that you get praises from people, not for the fact that your ego is boosted by some 1% results. Is you did that damage because you awaken negativity on yourself. Because you're asking people to praise you, and then you call them tomorrow, can you praise me again? And then in the middle of the day, empty, praise me more, how great I am. And what end up happening? You awaken all those forces and all those upstairs, right? In your higher level, in your higher self, says, he's not worthy to all of those praises. Let's put him down, right? And that is what we're talking about, the process of Teshuva. The process of Teshuva is it's not one time I'm doing it. It's constantly be in that process, as the Baal Shem Tov explained it over here. That if you constantly aware that this action, that action, I eat, I'm looking for the satisfaction, I'm going to take a shower, I'm looking for the relaxation, I'm talking to a friend, I'm looking for feedback, I wake up in the morning and I arrange my bed, I'm looking for praises, I'm going to the subway, I gave the chair, I'm looking for somebody to say thank you with a smile. This is how people do. And that is robotic, and that's what makes them always disconnect. Why? Because you did manifest something, then you awaken more negativity on you by needing all of that. So again, you want to be able to do something in your life from the beginning, already from the consciousness of the seed level. Like I said, Sunday, what did we do Sunday, right? The seed level of the week. Where was my consciousness? If it will be about me, and look at that, most people consciousness in Sunday is what? Again, if you have family, or if you are busy, or whatever it is, most people of that not going to work on Sunday, or starting the week on Sunday, right? They're already behind. They're already getting up Monday depressed. That's very important for us to understand that. And therefore, Monday is empty, and then I'm trying to get myself on Tuesday in a better way, and so forth, and the week almost like slip out of your hands. Being in the Teshuva process is not to be more religious, is not about, wearing a certain clothing, or now I'm keeping the Shabbat, and now I'm doing all the mitzvot, and I'm doing all the spiritual action. You might doing all of that and still not able to receive the Torah, which means the path. So the fact I'm taking, right? People come to study Kabbalah 1, Kabbalah 2, People come to study even this one. Let's say, for example, in this moment right now, when you listen to this message, the Creator share with us, right, a message. Did I receive it? Of course, I listened to it, I study it, I connect it, I actualize it in my life, and now I can share it. You listening to it, what's going to happen with you? Depend on what is the consciousness that you coming to the class. If you come to receive, you're not going to receive. If you come to give, now you and I have an affinity. The wisdom and you have an affinity, because the wisdom is not about taking, right? That's why when the Creator gave the Torah, Noten HaTorah, the giver of the Torah, I cannot be in a receiving, right? I need to be as well, like the giver. So we will meet, so we will bond, so we will unite on the giving level. Not on a taking, somebody give me, now I take. No. For example, I put a tea inside here. Right? Works perfectly. The cup wants to receive, the tea came to give. Now, if I don't drink it, eventually it went to waste. It's going to be lost. But if I drink it, and now I can, my voice is better to share and all of that. So now I'm using the vessel of receiving, but for the sake of sharing. Like that, it has to be our process. So now, what is recommended is to always be in a process of Teshuva. What is Teshuva? Always looking before doing or actualizing or wants to manifest something, put in the seed level, in the Sunday, in the Yom Echad, in the beginning, the seed level. Where is the sharing element over here? Where is the giving element in what I'm about to manifest? That should be my soul. That is Teshuva. That is a Teshuva. That is even, you did Teshuva before it's even, you need to fall into the receiving and then complaining or awaken negativity because you wanted praises and now I want 600 likes, and then they says, oh, let's check, who is that person, right? Check what's happening in this world when somebody becomes very successful, very fast. Everybody. Now again, it's not the people. You see, eventually it's the people, it's the investor, it's the government, it's the IRS, it's the SEC, or all of them. You call them this way. It's not them. It's not the people. It's you skyrocketing and want everybody to know how great you are. Most people not surviving those high altitude. So the relationship drop, they climbing up, the relationship drop, they losing, whatever, health is drop. Sometimes there's a lot of drop like a spaceship, right? You can keep climbing and carry all this weight. You're dropping, right? In order to climb up. So obviously that's a super important consciousness to have for this week, whatever left from this week, but definitely highly recommended to equip yourself with that specific energy right after we receive the Torah. Now I want to manifest its energy. But why? Where is the sharing there? Where is the influencing there? Where is the giving in what I'm about to do? Once you always think this way, again, maybe it's not going to be 100% perfect, but once you start that process, it gives you insight. The Creator will help you because it's nothing to do with you. So this is the moment to actualize it, and there's many different levels, but obviously in the big picture, this is the weeks, coming, leading up until what we call the next month of what we call Tammuz, Cancer, which is a different energy, and we're going to speak more about it. So thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful rest of the week.